In this video, you have the opportunity to take a full IELTS listening practice test. You will listen to a recording and answer questions as you listen. You will see the correct answers at the end of the video. Now, grab some paper and a pen so you can write down your answers and compare them with the correct ones at the end. When you have finished the listening test, tell me in the comments how many correct answers you have. For example, 25 out of 40 or 30 out of 40. If you're going to take your IELTS soon, check out my IELTS materials. There I teach you everything you need to score high. I show you step by step how to give high scoring answers. And of course, we do many practice tests together, so you will feel confident for your test. You can find the link in the description below. And now let's get started.
You will listen to a series of recordings, and you will have to answer questions based on what you hear. You will have time to read the instructions and questions beforehand, and you will have an opportunity to review your answers. Each recording will be played only once. The test consists of 4 parts. Now, please turn to Part 1. Part 1. You will listen to a conversation between a staff member at a sports club and a woman seeking information. Before we begin, take a moment to look at questions 1 to 5 first. Now we will begin. Answer the questions as you listen, as the recording will not be played again. Pay close attention and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello, Greenfield Sports Club. Mark speaking.
Hi, I'm calling to get some details about your summer tennis camp. I'd like to enroll my daughter.
Certainly. Our program runs on weekday mornings throughout the summer, and we focus on improving tennis skills and fitness. We offer 7 different levels, starting from beginner level. How old is your daughter?
Sophie is 10. She has played before, but needs more coaching to refine her technique.
She'd be most suited for level 4. At first, they practice on our indoor courts, and later they move to outdoor courts for match practice.
Got it. Can you tell me about your coaching staff?
Yes. Our staff members wear different coloured uniforms. We have 2 supervisors, and they wear green shirts. They oversee the training and also take over my responsibilities if I'm unavailable. Then the coaches wear yellow shirts, with 1 coach assigned to each group.
Okay.
Every coach must provide a recommendation letter from someone who has observed their coaching skills, like if they've assisted in school sports. After that, they complete our mandatory coaching workshop, where they learn how to structure lessons and manage the well-being of the children. They're very dedicated.
Sounds good. How many children will be in Sophie's group?
Each group has a maximum of 10 children, so the coach can give them plenty of attention. Apart from playing matches, they also have some rest periods, where the coach might share an interesting story related to famous tennis players or organise a small quiz. The kids love it.
That sounds great. What if it's rainy? Will the sessions still take place?
Yes, we don't cancel due to rain. Instead, we move the training to our covered courts.
You now have a moment to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen and respond to questions 6 to 10.
And does Sophie need to bring anything in particular?
Yes, an extra set of clothes in case she gets sweaty and a snack for the break.
Should she bring a bottle of water?
No need. We provide drinks. Also, she must wear proper sports shoes, not open-toed ones.
Got it. And just so you know, she requires a special diet due to an allergy. I'll make sure she brings the right food.
Absolutely. Just let us know the details and we'll make sure she follows her diet.
Thanks.
Now, for the first day, there are a few things to remember. Normally the sessions start at 9 a.m, but on day 1, you should arrive by 8:50. The training will finish at 12 as usual. The earlier arrival is necessary because we do a careful check of each child's tennis racket to ensure it's the correct size. If it's not suitable, we'll adjust it or provide another one, as they need the right equipment to train safely.
That makes sense.
After the check, the coaches will gather their groups in the main hall. You won't miss it. From there, they'll take their groups to begin training.
Sounds well organised. How much does the programme cost per week?
It's $215 per week. Last year it was $210, so we've kept the increase minimal, but spaces are filling quickly.
Right, okay. I'd like to register Sophie for...
Part 1 has now ended. You now have 30 seconds to review your answers. Please turn to Part 2. In Part 2, you will listen to a customer service manager speaking to a group. Take a moment to look at questions 11 to 14. Pay close attention and answer questions 11 to 14.
Hello everyone, my name's Rachel Simmons and I'm a customer service manager at City Transport, a company specialising in urban mobility solutions. Now many of you may not have considered public transport as a career, but it actually offers some unique benefits. For one, the job security is quite strong, since cities will always need reliable transport networks. Another advantage is the variety of roles available. Not everyone wants to be behind the wheel of a bus or train, and there are plenty of administrative and technical positions too. Some people also enjoy working shifts rather than standard office hours. It can provide more flexibility for those with other commitments. Many transport companies also offer good training programs, allowing employees to gain new qualifications while working. Of course, there are some downsides as well. Shift work can be demanding, particularly early mornings or late nights, and working in customer-facing roles can sometimes be stressful. Traffic congestion in urban areas can also be frustrating for those driving, even with navigation systems to assist. And while modern safety measures have improved working conditions, operating or maintaining vehicles still carries some risks. Lastly, people who prefer a quiet work environment might struggle with the constant activity in transport hubs and busy streets.
You now have a moment to review questions 15 to 20. Next, listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
Now, let me tell you about some current job openings in this sector. First, we have a transport coordinator position. This person will be responsible for monitoring city traffic and adjusting routes for buses when necessary. It's a fast-paced role and requires quick thinking and problem-solving skills. Another role is for a rail maintenance technician. This job involves inspecting and repairing train tracks and signals. Prior experience is preferred, but a relevant training course may be acceptable. A major transport company is looking for a passenger support officer on a temporary contract. This involves assisting customers at busy stations and ensuring they board the correct transport. Good communication skills are essential. We also have an opening for a logistics supervisor. This role involves leading a team to coordinate deliveries and manage transport schedules. It requires strong leadership and organisational skills. For those looking for a hands-on role, a cycle hire assistant position is available. The job involves maintaining bicycles, assisting customers, and ensuring stations remain well stocked. Candidates should be prepared for outdoor work in various weather conditions. Lastly, we have a shuttle driver role. The position requires a valid driving licence, and accommodation is available for those relocating. It offers competitive pay and a friendly work environment.
Part 2 has now ended. You now have 30 seconds to review your answers. Please turn to Part 3. In Part 3, you will listen to a conversation between two students preparing for a presentation. Take a moment to review questions 21 to 24 first. Pay close attention and answer questions 21 to 24.
Okay, Mia, let's go over our ideas for the presentation on sleep and academic performance.
Sure.
I can talk about the study I conducted to examine whether students who sleep more tend to get better grades.
Oh, the one where you asked students to record their sleep patterns and compared them to their exam scores.
Yeah. It was tricky figuring out how to ensure that students were honest about their sleep duration. Some might have exaggerated or underestimated their hours. Also, I had a lot of students participate, so managing all that data was challenging.
And what did you find?
Well, I initially thought sleep wouldn't make much difference, but the results showed a strong correlation between longer sleep duration and higher grades.
Interesting. Then there's my experiment on sleep deprivation and memory recall.
The one where you tested people's ability to remember words after different amounts of sleep?
Yes. But my findings weren't quite as expected. Participants who had very little sleep performed worse, but those who slept too long didn't do that well either. I think some of them may have been groggy from oversleeping. It's also possible that the test itself wasn't structured well enough to capture subtle differences.
Before hearing the rest of the conversation, you have some time to review questions 25 to 30. Next, listen and answer questions 25 to 30.
So, what can we say about improving students' sleep habits? I read that small environmental changes can help. For example, students who avoid screens before bed tend to fall asleep faster.
Right. And schools could adjust schedules to allow later start times. Studies suggest that teenagers have a biological tendency to sleep later, so starting school an hour later could improve focus and retention.
I think another factor is caffeine intake. Some students drink coffee late at night, thinking it helps them stay alert, but it actually disrupts their sleep cycle.
Exactly. Also, students often use their phones before bed, and the blue light affects their melatonin levels, making it harder to fall asleep.
Another thing we should mention is exercise. Regular exercise improves sleep quality, but if it's done too close to bedtime, it can have the opposite effect.
True, but should we include exercise in our presentation?
I'm not sure. Our tutor said we should focus on sleep habits and academic performance. If we bring in exercise, it might make our topic too broad.
That's a good point. We already have plenty to discuss on sleep itself.
Okay, So what should we do next? We still have half an hour before the next class.
Let's decide how to structure our presentation and what key points we'll include. Then we can figure out what slides we need.
Sounds like a plan.
Part 3 has now ended. You now have 30 seconds to review your answers. Please turn to Part 4. In Part 4, you will listen to a talk on bioluminescence. Take a moment to review questions 31 to 40 first. Pay close attention and answer questions 31 to 40.
Good morning, everyone. Today we'll be discussing an essential but often overlooked feature of the natural world, bioluminescence. This is the ability of living organisms to produce light, and it can be found in many species across different environments. When people think of bioluminescence, they often imagine fireflies, glowing in the dark during warm summer nights. This image is certainly accurate, but bioluminescence extends far beyond these small insects. Despite being a natural phenomenon, bioluminescence was once thought to be a rare occurrence. Just a decade ago, many scientists assumed that only a handful of organisms could produce light. However, research now suggests that bioluminescence is much more widespread than previously believed, particularly in marine ecosystems. In fact, studies indicate that as much as 33% of deep-sea creatures exhibit some form of bioluminescence. But why do organisms generate their own light? The reasons vary. Some use it as a defense mechanism, confusing or startling predators. Others, like certain fish species, employ bioluminescence to attract prey towards them. A few even rely on it for communication, using light patterns to attract mates or warn others of danger. The science behind bioluminescence is equally fascinating. The process requires a special enzyme called luciferase to trigger a chemical reaction. This reaction produces light without heat, making it different from most other forms of illumination. Interestingly, this ability has evolved independently in multiple species, from jellyfish to fungi, showing its remarkable advantages in nature. The history of bioluminescence research dates back centuries. Early records suggest that ancient civilizations were aware of glowing organisms in the ocean. However, formal scientific investigations did not begin until the 19th century. Since then, researchers have identified thousands of bioluminescent species, yet many remain undiscovered due to the challenges of deep-sea exploration. One of the most intriguing aspects of bioluminescence is its potential applications. Scientists are currently studying how these natural, light-producing abilities can be harnessed in medicine and technology. For example, bioluminescent proteins are now being used in research to detect specific diseases. Furthermore, some engineers are exploring the possibility of creating light sources based on bioluminescence, offering a sustainable alternative to traditional lighting. The diversity of bioluminescent organisms also highlights the importance of conservation. Many deep-sea creatures rely on this ability for survival, but human activities such as deep-sea mining threaten their ecosystems. As researchers continue to study bioluminescence, preserving these environments is becoming an increasingly critical issue. Ultimately, bioluminescence is more than just a captivating natural phenomenon. It plays a vital role in the survival of many species, inspires technological advancements, and reminds us of the complexity of the natural world. Now let's take a closer look at some specific examples of bioluminescent organisms.
Part 4 has now ended. You now have 30 seconds to review your answers.
By the way, if you want more IELTS listening practice tests, click the like button and write yes in the comments. If you want something else, tell me your video wish in the comments so I know what you want to see on this channel. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click the bell icon so you're notified when the next video comes out. Also, share this video with your friends so they can improve their IELTS score too. See you in the next video.